I asked 100 people a question. And the question was, if you had to name a successful person, who would it be? The answers I received were quite unexpected. But before I share with you the results, let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I got here. I am an investment executive in corporate America. And at the risk of stating the obvious, I am a Black woman. I am one of only a relative few in my field who look like me. I lead a $4 billion business with some amazing teammates, and I am well known in my company and throughout my community. By definition, you might call me successful. As a young girl growing up in Rochester, New York, I knew I wanted to achieve great things. As a matter of fact, there is a picture of me all dressed up with pearls on, looking the part. I mean, clearly I was destined for greatness at a young age. For me at that time, successful people came in the form of movie stars, athletes, and entertainers. Why? Because those were the people that I could see that looked like me. I had no clue what was going on in their lives or even if he or she was a good person. All I knew was that the key to life was to be like them and to have what they had: influence, accomplishments, and a whole heck of a lot of money. As an adult, the concept of success seemed ever elusive. I knew I wanted it, but never quite felt like I had achieved it. You see, coming up through the ranks and climbing the corporate ladder, I didn't have a me to aspire to be. Let me put this to you another way. I did not see success in the mirror. All I saw was a Black woman who still hadn't done enough. A few months ago, two young women I work with stepped into my office. True story. They were wearing t-shirts that said, "Yes, I know Naima." As you can imagine, I was more than surprised, more than flattered, and even a bit embarrassed. When I asked them to explain, they said everywhere they go in our company, when they tell people where they work, the first question they get asked is, "Do you know Naima?" So instead of having to answer that question a zillion times, they just decided to get t-shirts and get it out of the way. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I did not believe them at first. I mean, I didn't believe them to the extent that a whole t-shirt was necessary. But they assured me that it was true, and who am I to question their lived experiences? As they were filing out of my office, it dawned on me. They saw me as successful. Later on that day, as I was reflecting on that encounter, I felt uneasy. Despite their celebration of me, I was at the same time conflicted. Yes, I am now a Black female executive with many accomplishments, and therefore they could see the possibilities in themselves. But I couldn't fight the feeling that they too are successful Black women, and they shouldn't need a fancy title or a large corner office or even notoriety to be celebrated. They needed only to look in the mirror. This was an aha moment for me. The moment that led me to ponder on the concept of success. Have you ever thought about what it means to be successful? I mean, truly taking the time to ruminate over the possibilities. You might think the definition is universal, one that is widely accepted by all. But is it? Or better yet, who is it? Now that I have you thinking, or at least I hope I have you thinking, I'd like to take you back to when we first met. You know, approximately 4 minutes and 35 seconds ago. I'm taking you back there now because the thought process going on in your mind is the same one that led me to connect with 100 people around a single question. And the question was, if you had to name a successful person, who would it be? I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. No, seriously, close your eyes. Close your eyes for a moment, as if I just asked you to think of someone. Who comes to mind? Okay, now hold that thought, open your eyes. At the onset of this conversation, I told you that the answers I received to the question were quite unexpected. Well, I gotta come clean and let you know that that wasn't entirely true. You see, I developed two hypotheses around the outcome of my mini experiment. One was proven right, and one was proven wrong. I predicted that an overwhelming majority of people would name a public figure, an athlete, business leader, or celebrity. I was wrong. The results were split right down the middle. Just about half said a public figure, and the other half said someone they knew personally. Now, there's a little bit of a rounding error here because someone said Jesus, and I wasn't quite sure how to categorize that one. I also predicted that an overwhelming majority of people would name someone other than themselves. I was right. Less than 10% said themselves. Just a minute ago, I asked you to think of someone. Did you say me? Meaning, did you name yourself? If you didn't, don't worry, you're right here alongside the majority of us. But why is this? Could it be that saying yourself is seen as arrogant? Maybe. Let me tell you what I believe. I believe that we have been conditioned to look for success in others first, rather than in ourselves first. I believe that whether a family member, friend, or public figure comes to mind, success is seen as aspirational. It is a continual moving target. And despite the identification of everyday people as successful, it still represents something they have done that we have not. Now, I know what you might be thinking at this point. You might be saying, well, what's wrong with that? Shouldn't we all want to work hard and be recognized for our accomplishments? Yes, we should, and you will find no argument with me there. And what's wrong with having aspirational goals? Absolutely nothing. But I contend that if we don't at least stop to celebrate where we are, we'll never truly feel like we've done enough or we are enough. Acknowledging yourself first means the target never moves. I am incredibly grateful for those two young women that honored me with their t-shirts. But this isn't about me. I am simply here to represent an idea. The idea that success should always begin with you first. It is who you are and where you are right now. That fateful day in my office began my quest to redefine success, a quest that will undoubtedly take my entire lifetime if done alone. But I don't want to do this alone. So would you join me? Would you join me? Would you join me? Join me because this effort can be accomplished much more quickly if we work together. Just imagine the impact we could have on some of our young people who believe that they have to find their self-worth through social media, or the person who feels that they can never fill the shoes of another. Redefining success could be life-changing for some and life-saving for others. I hope you said yes to joining me on this journey. And if you did, the first thing we have to do is to start with you and to begin to get you to think differently. So ask yourself these 4 questions. Number 1, have you ever overcome a challenge or a few? Number 2, have you grown as a person? Number 3, do you think the absence of your presence would be missed? And number 4, have you ever made a positive impact on someone or something? If you answered yes to any or all 4 of these questions, you are successful. It is just that simple. Now that we are together in this and we have known each other for so long, we're like besties right now. I need to ask you for a favor. And no, I don't want to borrow money. Actually, do me a favor and take out your cell phone. I know it's controversial, but promise me, it's okay. Take out your cell phone. I'll wait. Take out your phone, click on your camera, and then flip it to face you, selfie mode. Now that you can see yourself, look no further. You are a walking example of success, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. There will always be accomplishments to strive for, but the achievement of those accomplishments can never diminish your impact today. Success is you, and you are success. From this day forward, let's all live in the I am versus the I will be. And in the future, if anyone ever asks you to name a successful person, your first answer should forever and always be me. Thank you.